If you thought seeing Woody in the dungeon was wild, buckle up SML fans, because things are about to get a whole lot weirder. The most recent SML movie confirmed our worst fears. The Forgotten Character Dungeon is no joke. Some of our favorite characters might be trapped down there, and I have a theory on who those might just be, and if they're coming back into the SML spotlight. For those who aren't aware, in the latest episode, Brooklyn Guy Gets Fired, Logan dropped a bombshell that's got the whole SML community buzzing. It all started with Jeffy's usual antics, landing Marvin with broken fingers and a desperate need for medical attention. But the real drama unfolded when Brooklyn Guy got caught in a whirlwind of complaints and accusations from a very young but vocal SML fan. The SML crew, citing fan feedback and poor video performance, decided to give Brooklyn the boot. He lost every job he held in the SML universe, leaving him jobless and desperate, effectively firing him from the show. Even a nice dinner with Karen at Outback Steakhouse turned sour when a fan recognized him only as
Look, it's Jeffy Cop!
What'd you just call me?
You're the cop from Jeffy!
I have a name.
Boiny, be nice. Take a picture with the kid.
You want a picture?
No thanks!
But what the does he like me or not? Who just screams at somebody and then doesn't get a picture with him?
Eat your food, boy.
which highlights his lack of individual identity and popularity, with SML fans. Unable to pay the bill, Brooklyn Guy resorted to dining and dashing, only to be stopped by Simmons and Chief. But instead of jail, they sent him to a place we never knew existed, the Forgotten Character Dungeon, aka what is behind the secret door. This dark and dusty prison houses characters who've been written out of the SML storyline, like Woody and the surprisingly chill, dank smoking tour guide Goofy. What's up, Goofy? Brooklyn Guy, refusing to accept his fate, confronted the SML crew, demanding answers. He discovered the YouTube complaint that sealed his doom stemmed from a very minor incident in the previous episode involving Baloney and Jeffy. Yes, I'm being serious. The episode then ends, and it leaves us with the chilling question: who else is down there? And what secrets lie behind that mysterious locked door? Well, that's what we're here to theorize about today. Who is in the dungeon? First on our list of potential dungeon dwellers is none other than Toad. Do you even remember him? The whiny, mushroom-headed kid who drove everyone crazy in the videos. Toad's annoying antics were once a staple of SML, but his popularity waned as Jeffy and Bowser Jr. took center stage. And he's been relegated to the occasional cameo, but we haven't seen him in forever, leaving fans wondering where he disappeared to. Could the Forgotten Character Dungeon be his final resting place? It's certainly a possibility. After all, his constant whining and disregard for rules would likely land him in hot water with the SML crew in the lore world. But Toad's absence raises another question. He's down there. Who else might be suffering alongside him? Speaking of suffering, let's talk about Big Red and the Angry Birds. These feathered fiends were once a force to be reckoned with, constantly clashing with Black Yoshi, Shrek, and Woody. Their rivalry started in the Black Yoshi and the Bird series, but like Toad, they faded into obscurity. Big Red had a brief background cameo in 2018, but that was the last time we ever saw of him, leaving us fans to speculate about where they are. After all, these guys are the reason Mario is so broke. You'd think they'd show up more since they caused such an important event in Mario's life. So what finally landed them in the dungeon? Honestly, they just probably weren't popular. But if Big Red and his flock are locked away, it begs the question, what about another classic character like Tony the Tiger? From red feathered friends to frosted flakes, our next suspect is a true SML veteran, Tony the Tiger. This stupid mascot was once Mario's right-hand man, bringing his signature silliness and enthusiasm to countless early episodes. But as the SML universe expanded, Tony found himself overshadowed by newer, flashier characters. He had a cameo in Cody's 10th birthday and a few flashback appearances, but we haven't seen much of him in recent years. Could Tony's fading relevance have led him to the dungeon? Perhaps the SML crew felt his brand of humor had grown stale. Or maybe, like so many forgotten characters, he simply became a victim of the ever-evolving SML landscape. But Tony's potential imprisonment raises a chilling possibility. If even a beloved Day 1 OG like Tony can be cast aside, who is truly safe? Speaking of OGs, Tony's fate leads us to a character whose absence is shrouded in even more mystery than Tony himself, Mr. Pig. This character was a beloved member of Mario's inner circle, known for just being a silly, goofy guy, but tragedy struck the SML universe when Mr. Pig's death was confirmed and Jeffy breaks his helmet. His last major role was in the Black Yoshi and the Bird series, so that's leaving us fans to wonder, how exactly did he die? Personally, I think Shrek ate him, but that's a theory. Mr. Pig's potential fate brings us to another character whose death shocked the SML community, Mama Luigi. This lovable idiot was once a core member of the cast, known for literally being so stupid the first main series was named after him. But Mama Luigi's life came to a tragic end when he became one of the first major characters to be permanently killed off. A brief, heartfelt tribute in the Toad's Mistake remake marked his final appearance, but this episode was non-canon, it was just a remake. But furthermore, the end of Mario and Luigi's stupid and dumb adventures caused an infinite time loop, so despite him dying, that means he could still be alive, since none of that was canon. So does that mean he's still locked in the dungeon, forever searching for his beloved nickel? The thought of that is kind of heartbreaking for old school SML fans, but we gotta move on. Mama Luigi's tragic fate leads us to a character whose departure was less about death and more about a dramatic fall from grace. Peach. Once Mario's loving wife, Peach's patience wore thin. She ended their marriage in a bitter divorce over his baldness. Yes, I'm being serious. Guys, don't go bald. Just don't. She's transitioned from being a main character to an evil ex. She made her final appearance in Mario's Valentine's Day problem. Then Logan confirmed her permanent removal from the series, leaving us fans to speculate about her whereabouts. Will Peach now be in the dungeon, plotting revenge against Mario and the crew who cast her aside? Or is she simply another victim of the ever-popular Jeffy? Now for a character who is popular, but was forced to go into the dungeon because of YouTube. Doofy the Dragon. He had a rough life, with a bad childhood, a messy marriage, and a habit of encouraging dangerous stuff to young, impressionable audiences. His show was full of violence and bad influences that often got Logan in trouble with YouTube guidelines, which is probably why Logan tried to retire him in 2018. Doofy briefly came back, but Logan eventually got rid of him for good. So, is Doofy locked up in the dungeon because he's too dangerous to be around? Is he too dangerous to be on camera because YouTube would delete the channel? In lore terms, it makes you really wonder if the dungeon is where the SML crew sends characters who are too messed up for their regular videos. Cough cough, looking at you does bad things, guy. Doofy potentially being in the dungeon makes you wonder if the dungeon holds characters who simply don't fit into the SML mold anymore. Take Emily for example. She was the smart, mature girl in Junior's first grade class, the one who actually had some common sense. And you remember how Junior was obsessed with her? But as the series went on, Emily seemed to fade into the background, becoming less involved in all of the episodes. Maybe the SML crew felt her level-headedness clashed with the increasingly crazy nature of the show. Or maybe, like so many others, she simply got overshadowed by Jeffy. So could Emily still be in the dungeon? It's a thought that makes you wonder if the dungeon is maybe also a place for characters who are deemed too normal for the SML world. After all, normal characters don't make for funny videos. Take Toadette for example. She was once Toad's girlfriend, but their relationship crashed and burned when she cheated on him with Bowser Jr. The heartbreak was real, and Toad was left devastated. Sure, they've appeared as friends in some episodes, but the sting of betrayal likely lingers. Would Toadette be in the dungeon? We haven't seen her in forever, so it makes sense if she is there. But Toadette's disappearance pales in comparison to the mystery surrounding Pixie Goblin. This crazy imp was introduced as Bowser's adopted son and Junior's new brother, promising a whole new family dynamic to the Bowser family. He even appeared in the Bowser Jr. Summer School series, but his reign was short-lived. Pixie vanished after Logan moved out of his parents' house, leaving us fans baffled. The most likely explanation is the cease and desist letter from Nintendo, given that he is Toon Link from the Legend of Zelda series. Could Pixie be trapped in the dungeon, a victim of copyright infringement? Probably not, because we didn't see him for a long time before the cease and desist anyways. And this is despite tons of fans begging Logan to bring him back, despite him being such a minor character overall. Not gonna lie, when I was a kid, I was a huge Legend of Zelda fan, and I lost my shit when Logan put Link in a video, so I was definitely part of those loud fans. Where do you think he is today? There you have it, SML fans. The Forgotten Character Dungeon is a treasure trove of speculation, packed with characters whose disappearances have left us scratching our heads for years. But this latest SML movie has opened up a whole new can of worms and also given us some answers. It's not just about who's in the dungeon, but what it represents. Is it a symbol of the SML crew's power to control the narrative? Or is it a graveyard for characters deemed too controversial or irrelevant? Or is it something even deeper, something that hints at the true meaning behind the SML universe itself? Could Marvin, Jeffy, and Brooklyn Guy be facing their biggest challenge yet in the SML Five Nights at Freddy's series? Well, I think the next episode is coming out soon, and here's my theory. In a recent vlog, Logan hinted at the possibility of discontinuing the FNAF series, with Brooklyn Guy even saying episode 5 might be the last. But what if there's more to the story? In this video, we're going to explore the potential twists for what's coming next. But before we begin, most people don't know that if you don't like and subscribe, it tells the algorithm that you don't like that video or that creator. So if you want to make sure you see more of my theories, you should do that now. Thanks. Let's dive in. So Logan actually said that he may discontinue the SML FNAF series due to increasing production costs. Episodes are becoming too complex to produce. And not to mention, Logan became burnt out, especially after the end of Sister Location, where viewers criticized the ending a lot. Not to mention, he also broke his back. Brooklyn Guy even mentioned in episode 5 that it might be the last one.
No, I think we're done here. I think 5 is enough. These are getting way too expensive, and the games just keep getting dumber, and honestly, I just don't care anymore.
Leaving fans wondering if we've seen the end of the Five Nights at Freddy's SML series. But despite these concerns, the possibility of episode 6 still lingers. The future could be anything. So could there be one more night at Freddy Fazbear's for Marvin, Jeffy, and Brooklyn Guy? From Jeffy and Marvin's first night at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, the SML gang has faced countless horrors. Their journey began with innocent curiosity, but quickly turned into a fight for survival. But of course, with a dash of humor from the SML style. On the first night, we were introduced to the scary animatronics, Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica. Then we saw how each night brought new challenges and even new animatronics like Balloon Boy, Foxy, the Puppet, Springtrap, Ballora, and more. And out of the entire series, episode 5 was the craziest yet. They were stuck in the sister location when the robots went crazy and they had to crawl through mazes of vents. At that point, the set production was insane, and you could tell at that point escaping almost felt impossible for them. One interesting thing though is that Brooklyn Guy has been there through it all. He's the central piece, you could say. He's guiding them, or sometimes just making things worse. Overall, he always seems to be right in the thick of it. Alright, let's set the scene for our What If episode. Brooklyn Guy convinces Marvin and Jeffy to help him run a brand new Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. During the day, it's all about getting busy running the place and dealing with the customers. You could expect Marvin and Jeffy running around, setting up decorations, fixing up the old animatronics, and trying to keep everything in order. It's a chaotic episode, but they're starting to get the hang of it. Then we see them salvaging old animatronics, making sure everything looks perfect for the customers. Marvin is the more cautious one, trying to maintain some semblance of control, while Jeffy's just getting in his way and it's causing problems. We then see them salvaging animatronics like Scrap Baby and Molten Freddy. Everything seems fine during the day, and the animatronics are only part of the decor. But here's where it gets interesting. The animatronics aren't just for show. They've got a whole other freaky side that comes out after hours. As the sun sets, the pizzeria transforms into something straight out of a horror movie. The same animatronics that were harmless during the day started moving around, searching for anyone left inside. And you're already familiar with this picture. Picture a classic Five Nights at Freddy's episode. Marvin, Jeffy, and Brooklyn Guy now have to switch from managing the pizzeria to surviving it. They have to defend the pizzeria from these now evil animatronics. They're glued to the security cameras, tracking every movement of the animatronics. The doors need to be sealed to block their paths, and they have to stay on high alert to avoid being caught. We see each animatronic has its own creepy but funny behavior. Scrap Baby might sneak up when they're not looking, or Molten Freddy could be crawling through the vents. It's a constant game of cat and mouse. As the episode progresses, tension builds as they try to make it through the night. And just when things couldn't get any crazier, Junior unexpectedly jumps into the mix. We would have the trio hiding from an animatronic, hearts racing, when suddenly we hear a "Hey guys, Junior pops in, giving them the scare of their lives, thinking that an animatronic monster has come up to kill them. But no, it's just Junior causing a problem. All right, but now it's time to dive into the juicy stuff. Key plot points and some wild speculation I have. Imagine Marvin and Jeffy stumbling upon hidden rooms filled with old blueprints and creepy artifacts. These discoveries could reveal dark secrets about the animatronics or even the pizzeria's twisted history in the SML lore. Now here's a twist. Could there be a deeper connection to Mr. Winkle and his sinister plans? Maybe they uncover old recordings or documents that link Mr. Winkle to the creation of the animatronics or some other evil plot. And what about Brooklyn Guy? He always seems to have a few surprises up his sleeve. Could he be hiding something from Marvin and Jeffy? Perhaps he knows more about the pizzeria's dark past than he's letting on. And why is Brooklyn Guy always pulling Marvin and Jeffy into these dangerous situations? Is it just for the thrill, or is there something deeper, something more sinister? Maybe he has a personal connection to the pizzeria that he's never talked about. Or what if Brooklyn Guy's family was involved in the original creation of these animatronics and he's trying to uncover the truth himself? But Brooklyn Guy might be using Marvin and Jeffy as pawns to help him piece together the pizzeria's dark history without revealing his true motives. His knowledge and insider information could be the reason they've managed to survive this long, but also why they keep getting dragged back into the danger. But what if Brooklyn Guy had another reason for keeping Marvin and Jeffy around? Maybe he just really hates being scared alone. And let's not forget the new animatronics entering the mix, each with its own unique behavior and backstory, adding even more challenges for our crew. I mean, we did see how SML really went out of its way with adding unique characters adapted from the FNAF series to make these videos awesome. We could have Scrap Baby with her twisted appearance and claw hand. She could be revealed as a failed experiment, creating more mystery in the story, and her behavior unpredictable, making her the #1 threat. Then we've got Molten Freddy, a fusion of Anard's endoskeleton and parts of other animatronics. He uses the pizzeria's vent to move around, which makes him pretty hard to track. Another headache for our SML crew. And of course, we have Lefty, officially called Lure Encapsulate Fuse Transport Extract. Who came up with this name? This is a horrible name. Lefty appears as a harmless bear at first, a cute one even, maybe. But as the night progresses, his true nature is revealed. Lefty could be a key to uncovering more about the pizzeria's dark past. Personally, I would also like to see a return of Penelope. We already saw her in sister location as Baby, so why not come back to return? It would make sense if she was Scrap Baby, but really we have no idea what Logan is going to do. So the SML crew needs to rely on each other more than ever. The stakes are higher, the animatronics are scarier, and the mysteries are deeper. And you know, with these guys, there's bound to be some hilarious jokes along the way. Maybe Jeffy tries to befriend an animatronic, and it almost works, until it doesn't. But finally, Marvin, Jeffy, Brooklyn Guy, and Junior are all gearing up to face off against a bunch of animatronics. The lights go out, eerie music kicks in, and suddenly, the animatronics are coming for them. Unlike the previous episodes, the animatronics become stronger. Each of these new monsters transform with unique abilities. Scrap Baby glitches out and acts unpredictably. Lefty hides in the shadows, waiting to strike. And Molten Freddy, well, he's literally a walking mass of wires. That's pretty scary. Now the crew has to pull out all the stops. They set traps, use the security cameras to track the animatronics, and try to stay one step ahead. Jeffy, in a moment of unexpected bravery, tries to distract one of the animatronics to give the others a chance to escape. But here's where it gets even crazier. Brooklyn Guy reveals a secret he's been keeping. He actually has old recordings and blueprints from the owner, Michael Afton. But here's where it gets even crazier. Brooklyn Guy reveals a secret he's been keeping. He actually has a plan to gather all the remaining animatronics in one place and burn it down. He's gonna burn down the pizzeria. It's a last-ditch effort to end the horror once and for all. And just when they think they're about to burn it down, they hear footsteps. Foxy the Pirate bursts out of the shadows, and while we all know he's been a friend before, he's been lying. He's not there to help this time. He's there to hurt. The place erupts in chaos. They have to split up. Marvin, Jeffy, and Brooklyn Guy each take on different animatronics to buy Junior time to set the place on fire, following Brooklyn Guy's plan. Jeffy ends up cornered by Foxy. It looks bad, but then out of nowhere, Marvin comes to the rescue. He then manages to trigger a trap that temporarily disables Foxy. They finally get a shot at the control panel. Junior, with his quick thinking, manages to fix the override just in time. He activates the fire suppression system in reverse, turning it into a fire starter. The animatronics start going haywire as the place catches fire, and now the SML crew has to navigate through the burning pizzeria, all while dodging the malfunctioning animatronics. The tension is off the charts as they make their final escape. As they run, they find a hidden door that was unlocked by the override. Inside, they discover a cryptic message hinting at an even greater threat. It's clear this nightmare isn't over yet, but their current battle is drawing to a close. With the pizzeria engulfed in flames, they make a desperate dash for the exit. The building collapses behind them, and then the gang stands outside, catching their breath as they watch the fire consume the pizzeria. They know that while this place is gone, the animatronic secrets might still haunt them. And finally, they're back home. Marvin looks at Brooklyn Guy and says, "I'm never coming with you again." Jeffy agrees, but then Brooklyn Guy chuckles and says, "Well, there's a help wanted sign at the new pizzeria." Cody is hiding a dark secret. Do you remember Cody's twin sister, Katie? Turns out some fans have found some clues that point to a messed up answer on where she is. Let's dive in. First, make sure to like and subscribe if you like my videos, as that tells YouTube you want to see my channel more in the future and watch more of my SML theories. First, let's recap what we actually know. Katie Nutkiss is Cody's younger twin sister, born a whole 12 seconds after him. That's right, twins, born on a leap day. We learn that their parents split up and that Katie moved to live with her father in Wisconsin, while Cody chose to stay in Florida to live with his mother, Judy. Now, even though they were separated, Katie and Cody share a bunch of similarities. Both are attracted to inanimate objects. Katie has a Barbie as her girlfriend, just like Cody has his Ken doll. They even dress the same, just with swapped color palettes. Katie rocks a pink hat and shirt, while Cody sticks to blue. You gotta admit, there's something linking the two of them together here. But this is where the mystery deepens. Since that one episode Katie showed up in, Katie has completely vanished. She's never mentioned, never seen, never even hinted at. It's like she was plucked from the SML universe, leaving no trace. It's super strange, especially since that episode gave us a big glimpse into her personality and set her up to be a reoccurring character. She was quirky, just like Cody, speaking in a nasally voice and always spouting random facts instead of actually answering questions.
A slug has 4 noses, guys.
A slug has 4 noses.
You could tell that they were siblings. They got annoyed with each other, just like any brother and sister. So why would Logan just drop a character that seemed to have so much potential? It's not like bringing back Katie would disrupt the whole dynamic of the show. We've seen characters come and go throughout the years, with some making surprise reappearances. So why not Katie? Is it simply because the episode is considered non-canon, or is there something more to it? Did something happen behind the scenes that led to Katie being banished from the SML world? It's a question that has been bugging fans for a while now, and honestly, there are a lot of ways to approach this. One theory that has been floating around is that Cody's stepdad, Tyrone, is the reason we never see Katie again. Could it be that Tyrone is so jealous of Judy's past cheating that he's forbidden Cody from seeing his sister? Now, I know what you're thinking. Tyrone, jealous? No way. Just a funny, over-the-top character, right? Well, not exactly. If we look at Tyrone's character, a pattern emerges. While he does cheat himself all the time, he is also a huge hypocrite. He's actually pretty possessive and gets jealous easily, especially when it comes to Judy.
Did you bang, shling-a-ling, toot-toot-train my wife? Yeah. Oh my God!
Often shown to get mad at Junior for making jokes about Cody's mother. There's a reason for that. And then there's Judy's backstory. Let's be honest, it's very clear that she wasn't exactly faithful to Tyrone. We know that Cody's biological father is a pizza delivery guy, and there are even jokes about Judy cheating all the time too.
No, Tyrone, what I'm trying to say is you're not really Cody's daddy.
Yes! What are you talking about, woman?
Infidelity seems to be a running theme in their relationship. So, could Katie be the product of one of Judy's affairs? It's definitely possible, and if that's the case, it's not hard to imagine Tyrone being incredibly jealous and wanting to keep Katie away from Cody, a constant reminder of Judy's past. This theory is further supported by the fact that Cody and Katie live in separate states. Katie's all the way in Wisconsin with a mystery dad, while Cody is with Judy. It's a convenient way to keep them apart, wouldn't you say? And let's not forget the biggest clue of them all, the complete and utter lack of any mention of Katie after that one episode. No phone calls, no visits, nothing. Like she's been erased from Cody's life. It makes you wonder, is Tyrone trying to pretend she doesn't exist? Is he trying to rewrite history and make Cody believe he's an only child? It's a dark theory for sure, but it fits with some of the hints we get in the SML universe. Tyrone's jealousy could be the key to understanding Katie's disappearance. But, of course, this is just one theory. One other theory has also been popping up, and it's been pretty dark. What if Katie is dead? I know, it's a heavy thought, especially considering she's just a kid. But stick with me here, because there are some curious details that might point in this direction. First, let's go back to that Wisconsin connection. Remember, Katie went to live with her biological father after the divorce. Now, the SML wiki mentions, albeit jokingly, that Wisconsin is full of cheese, beer, and serial killers. While that's obviously meant to be humorous, it does raise the question, what kind of environment was Katie living in? Wisconsin is known for its harsh winters and unpredictable weather. Could Katie have been caught in a blizzard, or maybe fallen through ice on a frozen lake? There are also wild animals to consider. Bears, wolves, even catching West Nile from mosquitoes. It's not impossible to imagine a scenario where a young girl could be vulnerable to accidents or even attacks from wildlife, especially if she wasn't being properly supervised. And that brings me to my next point. We know next to nothing about Katie's biological father. We don't even know his name. Could he have been neglectful or even abusive? Judy, as we know, has a history of dating some questionable people. It's not a stretch to think that Katie's dad might have been similar. Think about Cody too. He's portrayed as a deeply troubled kid, right? He has all sorts of anxieties and issues. What if losing his twin sister at a young age contributed to his emotional instability? Maybe the trauma of Katie's separation is something he's repressed, or maybe he's simply unable to talk about it. And finally, there's the glaring fact that Katie has simply vanished. No phone calls, no letters, no mention of her whatsoever. It's almost like Logan decided to just sweep her existence under the rug. While this is common in SML, it doesn't rule out this theory being a possibility. Look, I know this theory is morbid, and I truly hope it's not the case, but the evidence, or lack of evidence actually, is pretty compelling. The combination of a potentially dangerous environment, an unknown father figure, and Cody's emotional struggles, coupled with Katie's sudden and complete disappearance, does leave room for this theory to be true. But it's not even the craziest theory I've seen out there, so buckle up. What if Katie didn't disappear at all? What if she's been right there in front of us the whole time, just disguised as Penelope? Hear me out, because this one gets wild. Let's start with Penelope's backstory, or lack thereof. All we know is that she's Brooklyn Guy's daughter from a previous marriage. That's it. Barely any mention of her mother except for one episode. No details about her childhood. Nothing. It's almost like she just poofed out of thin air one day. Now think back to Katie. She moved to Wisconsin with her biological father, a man we know absolutely nothing about. What if, for some reason, he decided to change his identity? Maybe he was running from something, or maybe he just wanted a fresh start. He changed his name and moved away. It wouldn't be a stretch to think he'd changed Katie's name too, right? To protect her, to erase their past, whatever the reason. And where do they end up? Right back in the same town as Cody. Coincidence? I think not. This also all lines up almost too perfectly with when Logan was forced to change the plushies into the human puppets, which conveniently explains this answer from a non-lore perspective. Now, let's talk about those interesting comments Cody made about Katie in that episode. Remember when he called her...
Yeah, I know she's hot, and I know she has a rockin' bod, and she's absolutely gorgeous and totally bangable, but she's still my sister, okay?
Yeah, super weird, even for Cody. But maybe those weren't just random creepy comments. Maybe there were subconscious hints that he was attracted to Katie, even though she was his twin sister. Now, I thought this sounded very weird at first, until I saw someone point out that Cody and Penelope actually ended up dating. It's true, it did happen in one episode. It didn't last long, but it happened. And I also remember Penelope calling Cody hot in multiple different episodes. There's some sort of mutual attraction that's gone on here. So what if those feelings were always there, just buried deep down? What if Cody on some level recognized Katie, even though she was going by the name Penelope and her physical appearance was changed? It would explain why he was drawn to her, despite their initial awkward interactions. After all, Cody doesn't have any riz. How is he getting a girlfriend? He doesn't even like girls. It doesn't make sense. Now, I know this theory is pretty far-fetched. It relies on a lot of assumptions and coincidences, but it's not entirely impossible. Logically, it would explain why Katie vanished without a trace and why Penelope's backstory is so mysterious. Think about it. If Logan wanted to bring back a character with a new identity, this would be a pretty clever way to do it. It would be a twist that no one would see coming. Where is Scooter? That may be a question you've been asking recently. Do you remember Scooter? The goofy clone of Jeffy who was always getting into some kind of trouble? He was a staple character in SML for a while, popping up in tons of videos, but lately, something's been off. He's been absent from almost all of the recent uploads, leaving all of us wondering, where did Scooter go? Well, today, I've dug deep into the SML lore, and I feel like I've found a couple of theories that may explain just where Scooter is today. Buckle up, because things are about to get weird. To understand where Scooter might be now, we need to remember how he came to be. It all started back in 2018 with the video Jeffy's Clone. In this video, Cody, the geek of the group, builds a cloning machine, much to Jeffy's excitement, and to everyone's surprise, it actually works.
Oh, Cody, I don't feel so good.
Junior?
What?
Look.
Hi guys, it's me, Junior, with Thomas, Chef PP. We'll go get you a new shirt.
Okay.
And done. All right, Scooter. Now your name's on your shirt so you won't forget who you are.
Scooter is born, a splitting image of Jeffy, but with a completely different personality. He's polite, kind-hearted, and a bit naive, and he's always eager to please, often proclaiming, "Wow, cool," or his signature phrase, "Hey fat boy, wanna fight?" While Logan initially intended him to be a one-time character, fans quickly fell in love with Scooter, and he became a reoccurring face in the SML universe. He was known for his love of Walmart, shopping carts, and helping others, but his appearances have become less frequent, leaving his current status a mystery. Scooter's last major appearances in the SML universe were in Jeffy's Yes Day and Scooter's birthday. In Jeffy's Yes Day, things took a bit of a dark turn for Scooter. He was caught shoplifting at Walmart and ended up getting arrested, leaving fans to wonder about his fate. In fact, another SML Theory video even popped up, speculating about what might have happened to Scooter after this incident. Then, in Scooter's birthday, we see Mario trying to get rid of Scooter by tricking Camille Habib Habab, a camel, into taking him home. These two videos give us some interesting clues about where Scooter might have ended up, but his story remains unfinished. So, let's start with the most obvious theory based on his last known whereabouts. Scooter is in jail. Remember that scene in Jeffy's Yes Day where he gets caught red-handed shoplifting at Walmart?
Big trouble. What is this? Hold on. What?
Really? You were trying to steal this?
You got me.
All right, you're under arrest. Come on.
Whoopsie daisy.
Wow, Scooter got arrested for trying to shoplift Jeffy. Let's get out of here.
All right, now let's go.
Yeah, not his finest moment. It's entirely possible that Scooter is currently serving time for his little crime spree. Maybe he's even crossed paths with Nancy, Jeffy's mom, who also has a history of getting into severe legal trouble. Imagine those two sharing a cell. I think Scooter would probably be dead. I think Nancy would have probably strangled him by now. But what if Scooter's time in jail changed him? Remember how generous he was in rich Scooter? Maybe his incident with the law made him realize that not everyone is as fortunate as him. Perhaps Scooter is now homeless, choosing to live a simpler life while dedicating himself to helping those in need.
Free scooter. Who wants a scooter? My first customer.
Hey, I'm hungry.
You smell like Dookie. Hey, you. Take a free scooter.
I can't eat that. I need food.
But you can ride it and go get food.
I don't got no money.
Money? Hold on one second. Here you go. Take this money.
Money man.
Oh my god, you're so generous, Peter!
But my name's Scooter.
Oh yeah, can I have some money?
Sure thing, baby. Go upstairs and get some.
Yeah!
Free scooter!
We can see him volunteering at soup kitchens, raising money for charities to give every child a scooter, or offering a helping hand to anyone who needs it.
Shirt?
Yep.
That's the only downside for me.
That's it.
Okay, I'm gonna just take this.
Or $40,000 cash.
Wait, what? $40,000?
Yeah, or a free scooter.
What kind of question is that? I think I'll take the $40,000.
Okay, sucker. More scooters for me.
What? Really? Are the scooters made of gold or something?
No, just more scooters for me.
Okay.
You want?
I will, thank you. Aren't you gonna offer me something else?
Well, take two scooters.
No, okay, how about this? Yeah, actually, my elves are on a union strike right now, and they say I'm not paying them enough, and they're not gonna make any more toys unless I give them exactly $40,000.
Well, that sucks.
But let's be real. This is SML. That ain't gonna happen. Again, we need to be real. We all know Scooter's true love, Walmart. He's obsessed with shopping carts, those gleaming aisles full of things to steal and eat, and the general beauty that is a Walmart store. So maybe he never actually left. Perhaps Scooter has taken up permanent residence at his favorite Walmart, living a life of peace in the shopping cart section. Maybe Brooklyn Guy, the protector of the Walmart kingdom, has taken pity on him and lets him stay there, keeping a watchful eye on our cart-loving friend. Okay, now this theory is going to be a bit dark, but we have to consider all possibilities. Florida, where SML is set, is known for its harsh climate. We've got scorching heat, hurricanes, and let's not forget about all the alligators lurking in every body of water. Scooter, being a kid without a permanent home or a guardian and not being very smart, might not have been equipped to handle these dangers. Maybe a hurricane swept through and took poor Scooter with it. Or maybe those snapping jaws of an alligator got the better of him. It's a grim thought, but it could explain his absence from recent videos. Remember Scooter's birthday and Mario's not so subtle attempt to pawn Scooter off to Camille Habib Habab? Well, maybe it worked. Perhaps Scooter is still living with Camille, learning the ropes of the doorknob selling business. What if we got a Scooter and a Camille episode this year? What do you think would happen in it? There's a bunch of possibilities about where Scooter might be in the SML universe. Is he in jail, reflecting on his life choices? Is he living a life of service to others, spreading kindness wherever he goes? Or has he embraced his love for Walmart and taking up permanent residence in the shopping cart garage? Maybe he met an unfortunate end in the Florida wilderness. Or perhaps he's learning the doorknob trade from Camille Habib Habab. The truth is, the SML timeline is a wild and tangled web, making it difficult to definitively say what happened to Scooter. What do you think happened to Scooter? Let us know your theories in the comments below. And maybe, just maybe, Logan will see this video and give us some answers. And if you like this theory, then you'll love the theory on screen now.